Hi everyone, welcome to Music is a Journey. I'm Peter. One more video, one more contest entry, all shot today wearing the same clothes. Won't matter to you so much because I will be uploading these with like a 1 or 2 days apart. But anyway, today's video is going to be for Tommy's vinyl hunt. Tommy is over there in Finland and he is very much into punk rock, especially a lot of Finnish punk I see on his channel, but other things as well. And Tommy is celebrating 5 years on YouTube in the vinyl community. I think it is. I'm getting confused with all these celebrations coming up, people with 5 years and 9 years and 11 years. And anyway, this is a video for Tommy. He's got a contest going and his contest is a very interesting one. It's quite original, I would have to say. He would like us to find 5 band names, album titles, or song titles that have a question, and then answer that question honestly. This sounded really fun. At first I was thinking, okay, what do I have in my collection with a question? There's Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix, there's How Many More Times, Led Zeppelin, and then I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just go to my computer. I still use iTunes. And just like enter in all the keywords like how, what, why, when, where, who, did, do, are, is, am, was, were, whatever, all those words that start off with questions and see what comes up. And it was really interesting to find that there are actually so many song titles in my collection that are questions. And some bands have written songs with the same song title, completely different songs, but like Where Are You Now? I have like 4 different versions of that. And there was another question. I have 5 different songs, not different versions, but 5 different songs with the same title, or 4 different songs with the same title. But anyway, let's get rolling on here because it shouldn't be too long. So the very first one, this is from the Amboy Dukes' second album, and I think this must be a British edition, cover edition, because it says the American Amboy Dukes on here, not like you can see that, but it's because the Amboy Dukes, there was a British band called the Amboy Dukes as well. So when the American band's albums were released in the UK, they had to stick in American in there just to make sure there was no confusion. And Amboy Dukes, of course, are most famous for being the band where Ted Nugent was before it eventually just became Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes, and finally he just decided to dispense with Amboy Dukes and do Ted Nugent on his own. But there's a question, there's a song on here called Why is a Carrot More Orange Than an Orange? Well, to answer that honestly, I think you have to consider the perspective of exactly what defines the shade of orange. And perhaps the carrot's shade of orange might be a little bit on the deeper side. There might even be a name for it, like carrot orange, or it could also simply be that a carrot is exactly what true orange is, and then an orange is a variant of that, like a slightly lighter toned. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't research anything about it. But also you have to ask, why is the fruit orange called an orange? And I think it's just because the color of the fruit was orange, so it was named orange. I do believe that the word is French with orange, and probably, you know, oranges are either not native to France, or if they are, they're in the southern region and they just call them orange. I'm making this up. I'm trying to answer honestly, but I'm just making it up. Anyway, why is a carrot more orange than an orange? Should we switch the names? Should we call an orange a carrot, and should we call a carrot an orange? I think in Danish, actually, a carrot is called a gulerod, which is like a golden root or something like that. So, you know, maybe in Danish they have a different perspective of the color of a carrot, or it could also be that Danish carrots are yellow. I'm not sure. Let's move on to the next question. So next up, this is from the band 5450. I seem to be mentioning them a lot recently. This is an album they released, was it 2003 or so-ish? And it's called Goodbye to Flatland. And there is a song on here called Who is Sylvia? Well, it doesn't exactly say like Sylvia who, I'm not really sure. So I'm going to answer with 2 answers. First of all, Sylvia is a YouTuber. She has a channel called I Laugh at My Own Jokes, and she's got some pretty crazy comedy videos coming up. Some of them are like, wow, that's some pretty weird but original comedy. You're very funny, girl. And sometimes it's just Yep. You're special. But anyway, I like watching her videos sometimes because they're usually quite entertaining and original. The other one is Sylvia was a girl that I dated in my junior high school years. I think we started dating when I was in the 9th grade and probably split up in high school around the 11th grade, I guess. Anyway, a very nice, sweet girl. Yeah, just, after a couple of years together, but blame it on me. It's probably my fault. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, we split up later on. But Sylvia then could be the YouTuber for I Laugh at My Own Jokes, or could also possibly be the girl that I dated in junior high school. So that's who Sylvia is as far as I'm concerned. All right, then, oh yeah, so here we go. This is from Saga's concept narrative album, Generation 13, based on the studies that I think it was two guys, they wrote a book analyzing the different generations, American generations from, was it like the Civil War or maybe from independence? I forget now. And each generation seems to have a characteristic, and those characteristics, there are 4 basic categories that you can fit them in, and they seem to repeat. I remember there's like the hero generation, which was the one from World War II. And then there's, a next one, a next one, a next one. Anyway, at the time that book was written, we were up to Generation 13. And so Saga made a concept album about that. And there's a song on here called Where Are You Now, right? Nazareth has a song, Where Are You Now? Sloan has a song, Where Are You Now? And another Canadian band, Where Are You Now? I guess it's common for Canadian bands to have Where Are You Now? Because the country is just so big. I mean, if you just walk for a little bit, you get lost. So, Where Are You Now? Anyway, where am I now? I am in Kumagaya City in the prefecture of Saitama in Japan. I've been living here for 10 years. Prior to that, I lived in Konosa City, which is a short, like a 20-minute drive the other way over there. Well, a little bit more than
20 minutes from this part of Kumagaya.
And prior to that, I was living in a part of Saitama City. Prior to that,
Well, never mind all, but it's about where are you now? So now I'm in Kumagaya City in Saitama, Japan, in my house. All right, next question. From Iron Butterfly's famous Inagata da Vida album, the final track on side 1 is called Are You Happy? So yeah, I guess basically I am happy. I mean, there's always room for improvement. There are things that I wish I could do that I can't. There are things I wish I had time for that I don't. And there are things I'd like to buy, like more CDs, and I don't have money for that. Lots of things, but overall, I find that happiness is being content with what you have or what's possible or things that you can reasonably look forward to. Happiness, unhappiness or sadness, discontent, it always seems to come when there's something you want that you can't get. I notice that with small children. I notice that with adults. I notice that with my cats. When they can't get something they want, that's when they are unhappy. So the trick to happiness is just accepting the way things are. The old thing, like, you accept the things that you can't change, have the courage to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So it's kind of like that. Like, okay, I know I'm probably not ever going to get over to Iceland. It's probably not ever going to happen, and I can accept that, but I can still keep it as a dream. So yeah, okay, anyway, there's happiness. Are you happy? And the final one, this is from Trooper's second album, 2 for the show, and the last track on here is What's Gonna Happen Now? Well, what's going to happen now is I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to thank Tommy for his very creative contest concept. And then I'm going to put the phone away. And from there on, I have some form to fill out. And then I have to
drive somewhere and hand in some paper at some municipal office. And
it's a bunch of stuff, And eventually later on tonight, I will edit this video plus the other 2 that I recorded today and, load them onto YouTube and schedule them to appear sometime.
So that's basically and that's going to happen later. What's going to happen now is I'm going to turn off the phone and fill out that paper. There you have it. Okay, maybe not the most interesting questions or answers, but I thought that was a fun 5 to try. So thanks very much for watching this. I'll leave the link to Tommy's video in the description, and I think this is a fun one, so I'd really like to see some other people see what kind of questions they come up with and what kind of answers they have. So thank you again for watching. Thank you, Tommy, and see you folks around in one of my own videos, I hope, maybe by next week. Cheers all. Take care. Bye.